Hello, friends. Welcome to an old school readathon vlog. Woo, woo, woo. I am going to do a quick update of where I'm at in old school readathon because it did start yesterday. I didn't start vlogging. I was pretty busy. Just setting up for my party and stuff. If I sound a little hoarse, I had a long night of partying, birthday party, shenanigans, Beetlejuice party. It was so much fun. Yeah, I had a blast, but I'm kind of paying for it today. I'm about to sprint on my own channel too, and I'm excited, but also I just want to drink more water and lay down. But what are you gonna do? It's my birthday. I have to have fun. I'm rocking purple parrots today. I think we're all wearing our shirts tonight on sprints. So I'm gonna send out a text and see, or a DM and see. But quickly, I've finished The Family Guy by Catherine Stedman. I listened to this yesterday while I was setting up for my party, and this is a thriller. There's a weird part in this with a Krampus. There's a Krampus situation in this, but I don't know if I missed the explanation of it. Yeah, it turned out to be something else, but it the reveal of everything turned out to be your typical thriller. I wasn't too impressed by this one. I think I'm leaning towards a 2-star or 2.5 star because I felt like it dragged on and it was a bit repetitive. This is the author of Something in the Water, which also wasn't my favorite thriller ever. I feel like it starts off really good and then it just falls. So I felt that way about this one. It started out really good. I thought it was going to be Ready or Not-ish, which it kind of was, but I just wanted a little bit more of a genre blend on this. I just wanted to be shocked a little bit more. So yeah, and that also for Readathon, I'm using that for a book I didn't buy because I'm borrowing it. And then I read the first book of Blackwater by Michael McDowell. This is the bind-up version I got, and oh my gosh, you guys, this is a long freaking book. Yeah, I know that, but the first book read very quickly, and it's 135 pages in the bind-up. I believe it's 170 with the paperbacks, which I don't have my hands on. But basically this sets it up. It's you can kind of see here on the back. This is Oscar, I forget the other guy, but they're basically after a flood in their small town in the early 1900s. They're going house to house, make sure everybody's out, and they find Eleanor in a washed out hotel in the town, and they're like, how did you survive? It's been 4 days since this massive flood. And she's like, oh, I'm fine, I'm good. And the other dude is really sus. He's like, what's going on? I'm getting a bad feeling. Well, Oscar is like, I love you. I'm so in love. So it's kind of funny. It's okay, Oscar. And then, yeah, it's a big family drama. The Caskey family is pretty affluent in this small town. And after the flood, Eleanor moves in, with another relative, and yeah, she gets married into the family, and there's just a bunch of drama. She has a weird attachment to the river. She likes to swim a lot. There's some weird stuff going on with Eleanor. Let's just say that. And yeah, I really like it. I know she's upset right now because they're building levees in the town, and that's going to hurt the river or something. And she's mad about that. Wonder why, Eleanor? I wonder why. Loving it. Michael McDowell writes families so well, that Southern Gothic family. He focuses on the matriarch of a family. Of course, in a Southern family, you have that really strong matriarch, and that's Oscar's mother, and she's crazy. She's so crazy and manipulative, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So we shall see how the other 5 books goes in that. But I think I'm only gonna read it tonight on sprints, and then I'm gonna start with creepy kids books. So 2 of these I have on my Old School April TBR. I have Take Your Turn Teddy by Haley Newland. This is women author, woman protagonist, women author. I think this was my pick for that. And yeah, it has creepy kids stuff in it. I believe this is about like childhood trauma, like manifesting as like a demon or something, I think is what the gist of this is. But it's pretty long. And The Ring by Koji Suzuki, I probably am totally butchering that. Look how trippy this cover is. Oh my gosh. And this is my technology pick. Well, I actually have 2 technology picks. But this is a creepy kid one as well. And then off Old School TBR, I'm going to make these work for maybe Readathon. Something is Killing the Children. Graphic novel. I've been seeing this around and I borrowed it from my library and it looks cool. It's monsters who should be afraid. So like afraid of evil kids, the monsters should be. Okay. I'm excited to read that. And then I got Mostrilio by Gerardo Samanio Cordova. I'm totally butchering this name, but I love this cover so much. It has this little monster here. It looks like a little cryptoid, and this is grief horror / more literary horror, and yeah, I'm excited about this. I think it's about like a sacrifice a mom has to make or something. Her son dies and she has to like do something with his body or something. So yeah, I'm excited to read these 4 books this week and possibly more Blackwater for Old School April. Yay! Okay, so it is the next day. I'm about to leave for work. It's like 10 o'clock. And if you hear construction, sorry about that. I just wanted to do a quick check-in because I just finished listening to Blackwater. And was I crying? Yes. So, sorry if I sound like I was crying. It looked like I was crying. I'm going to try not to cry while talking about this book. I will say that the middle 2 books, The House and the War, I believe are the names of them, weren't my favorite parts of this. They were pretty slow, but The Fortune and the Rain really like nailed it, especially the ending. This is like such a wholesome, sweet family book. Like what the heck? And like the ending is just like perfect, I think. But yeah, it's very slow. See, like I'm like bawling right now. I'm thinking about it. I can't. It's very slow. Years pass before anything spooky happens again, but when spooky stuff does happen, it's scary. It's really scary and weird. There's a death in this that's pretty brutal, that I wasn't expecting. There's a couple deaths that are pretty brutal, but one is very, very gnarly. So you might need to look up trigger warnings, but it's definitely not as gnarly as like The Amulet or Katie or anything like that. There's not even animal cruelty in this, but there is like some pretty gnarly kills in it, and then there's stuff like that's not explained either. So if you don't like that, if you need everything to be explained, if you need like I don't know, like to be told like the why of stuff in this, you're not gonna get it from this. I think this was just, yeah, a very weird, strange, scary, wholesome family story that I will cry about forever, probably. But yeah, is it my favorite McDowell book? I don't know yet. But it's definitely very moving, and I didn't think I had emotion. And I like am having a lot of emotions about it for some reason. But yeah, 5 stars for sure. And I'm gonna go try to stop crying before I go into work. And then I think I'm gonna pick up Mostrilio, which is like supposed to be really rough grief horror, so hopefully I won't cry at work while reading that, but I will check in later. Oh, so really quickly too, I just went and tried to stop crying, stop thinking about Blackwater. I watched Into the Mouth of Madness, which is Kelsey's pick, and it's a 90s horror movie pick for like a bonus prom. So I did end up having that on as well this morning. Really early this morning I watched it. It was funny because that movie starts out with like heavy metal, well, not heavy metal music, but like really 90s metal music, and Alex was like, what are you watching? And I was like, yeah, it's about the madness, rocking out. But yeah, I just wanted to check in quickly because you're probably like, why is she crying about Into the Mouth of Madness clip? No, it was Blackwater, 100%. But yes, now I have to go into work and pretend that everything is normal. Okay, so it has been 2 days since I last checked in, but I did finish 2 books. Excuse me if I look like I'm melting. I did not just go on a hike or anything like that. No, it's just 90 degrees the past 2 days for some reason. Tomorrow is supposed to be 50 degrees, so I refuse to turn on my AC. I'm being stubborn. But I did finish 2 books. I finished Take Your Turn, Teddy by Haley Newland, and I absolutely loved this book. I ended up doing the audio for it because I forgot I bought it like a while ago when it was on sale, and I highly suggest the audio with this because the shadow character in this whispers, and the narrator does a really great job at being very, very creepy and eerie with it, and I had a lot of fun with it. Haley Newland, you can tell, is very inspired by Stephen King in this. There's some of The Shining, like little Easter eggs from The Shining in this that was just so much fun. I was like, oh, I love that. It was fantastic, and it takes place in the 70s, which I didn't know, so I'm using this for my retro vibe mood read prompt for Old School April. And yeah, I just had a lot of fun with it. It was very disturbing and very dark in this. Definitely a creepy kid. Very much creepy kid. There's a little bit of creepy toy action in this as well that I really liked. But I liked how psychological it was at the beginning, and then it turned into a bit of a police procedural in this. So if you don't like police procedurals, you might not like the second half of the book or the ending, because it was very much like from the detective's point of views. And yeah, I like that because I like detective stories and police procedurals, especially ones like that are super dark and like they don't, you know, hold back on the gore and horror and stuff. And this one definitely didn't. And I'm still thinking about my rating for this. I think I am leaning towards like a 4.5 or 5-star. I loved it. It was so great. It's very, very messed up. It's very, very dark and disturbing, and I absolutely loved it, and I can't believe it took me this long to read it, but you know, it happened, and I had a lot of fun with it, and yeah, highly suggest checking it out. If you haven't, if you are a Stephen King fan, I think you'll really like it too. So what I ended up reading, I ended up listening to The Perfect Child by Lucinda Berry. From KU. They actually have the audio for free for this, or on Kindle Unlimited if you're subscribed. So this was a really quick listen. I listened to it pretty much today. I only had to do like a 3-hour tour. 3-hour thing for work, so it wasn't too bad. And yeah, this book is messed up. I always heard like, oh, this book is like so disturbing and crazy, like as for a creepy kid book. Yeah, it very much so is. I think this one's more disturbing than Baby Teeth, but I do think I like Baby Teeth a little bit more. My only issue with this book is the ending. I feel like this book just ends. It doesn't really have that final twist, or it doesn't have a reveal, or it doesn't have any conclusions. And you know, usually I'm like totally cool with ambiguous endings. I'm totally fine with it. But this one just ended like, you know, there's going to be a book 2. I don't know if there's going to be a book 2 or not, but it really did. It really was just like, meh, it ended. Like, Like, that was it. But yeah, the disturbing kid stuff in this is very disturbing. Look up trigger warnings for this. There is some animal cruelty in this that really was like, oh my gosh, it was so dark. I was like, oh, animal cruelty always gets me. It can be like the most graphic stuff with humans, but like when it's animals, I'm just like, no, I can't. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. It just bothers me. So yeah, definitely look up triggers for this because there is like some child abuse stuff in this as well. I think I'm leaning towards a 3-star for it just because the ending I was like really into it and I was waiting for like a final twist around. But yeah, it was a good thriller. If you like creepy kid thrillers, yeah, not as great as The Push, I will say that if we're comparing. So I still need to read Something is Killing the Children, Beauty Is, and The Ring. No pressure. I'm just trying to finish this vlog in a couple days, and I know I'm gonna be busy. So wish me luck. Oh, I did watch Ghost House as well. This was Alex from the Bookubus's pick for old school or recommendation for old school April, and it's available on Tubi right now. And it is a creepy kid movie / doll situation, so you know it's my cup of tea. And it is so gnarly and weird, and like the opening of this is like one of my favorite openings now, I feel like, in the 80s. Like, so bad it's good horror movie. Like, it's so ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. It plays the same music throughout too. Like, you're gonna be sick of it. The character, it's like a lot of overacting. The characters are like really obnoxious and like stupid. There's like some weird cutaways that don't make a ton of sense, but it's like great. It's like, it's funny. I don't know. It's just like really cheesy and wonderful, and I'm so glad I watched it. I just had a blast with it. The ending is so weird and funny. Like, there's just like kind of House on Haunted Hill-ish, I guess. I guess that's what they were going for. I don't know what the heck they were going for. There's some unique kills. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. So highly suggest checking this out for old school April. If you haven't checked out Ghost House yet, it is so bad it's good. Fantastic. But yeah, I'm going to be reading more creepy kid books and doing old school April things. It just serves me.
A bizarre incident occurred in the outskirts of an American.
Ooh. Why was that hard? Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. I can't do this. It's too hard.
Quit pressing all of the buttons.
Well, I don't know what they do. So. Beans, what are you doing? You trying to sleep? Yes, I'm bothering you. Okay, so it has been a full day, I think, since I last checked in. I actually don't remember when I last checked in, because I've just been having so much fun with old school April. I hosted sprints on my channel Friday night, and then I worked all day Saturday, and then went on to Lexi's channel with Andrew and Kelsey. So it's just been a blast. I'll link all the sprints down below, and you can see how unhinged they got, I guess. So I did finish Something is Killing the Children, Eating the Children. Same thing. There are monsters eating children in this town. It's very serious. And yeah, I have a lot of questions still. I liked this. I think I'm leaning towards a 3 though, because it was good, but I did enjoy it, but it didn't like blow me away or anything. But if I find volume 2 at my local library, I definitely will be borrowing it. And then I DNF'd Ring. I made it halfway. I read 150-ish pages at work yesterday, but it just was not working for me. This book was making me really mad actually because it's super sexist, and I don't know if the overall tone is on purpose. And I mean, I was told on Sprints last night, I think Raleigh told me that they do die, which is good, but I'm like, is it going to be a splatterpunk death? No, because it's not a splatterpunk book, and it's just going to be them having a heart attack or whatever, like that happens when you get ringed. I don't know, but yeah, I wasn't enjoying it so much. I did take a bunch of notes. The video is definitely a little bit more visceral, but it didn't feel creepy to me, and it's different than the movie. This whole book is very different than the movie, and yeah, I had to stop because it was making me so mad. I ranted about this on Poor Lexi's channel last night, and then I ranted to them after we were done sprinting. So yeah, that book made me mad. It made my Aries side come out. So I was like, I better DNF it now or it is going to, I'm going to hate it. I know I'm going to give it like negative 100 stars. And then I didn't finish When Darkness Loves Us, The Beauty Is story in this. I'm almost done, but it doesn't fall in the category of creepy kids, and I would say too, like, Something Is Killing the Children, it does not either. And then I didn't get any creepy kid stuff at all halfway through the Ring book. So yeah, I didn't get any creepy kid stuff in this. There's just monsters, so I don't know why this was categorized, maybe because it's like a creepy title with children in it. But yeah, the story Beauty is not a creepy kid's story. It's actually really devastating, sad story. And I stopped reading it because I was like, this is gonna bum me out, and I'm gonna want to be happy today. Like, I want to finish this old school April vlog, and I want to start my new vlog, and I want to start some other books and like be happy for a while and not be super bummed out like I was when Darkness Loves Us. And so yeah, that's where I'm at. I read a lot of books this week. I ended up reading other books too, and this vlog I read some Spooksville by Christopher Pike. I just finished a Wendy Darpamel little novella I listened to on Scribd, but they're all good. I enjoyed every single one of them. I watched a ton of movies. I watched The Boys. The Boys. I watched The Boys. No, I watched The Lost Boys on Tubi. I think that counts as evil kids. They're vampires. And I watched Tammy and the T-Rex. I watched The Craft, which would count as evil kids too, right? A little bit. And yeah, I just watched a bunch of stuff. And to get all my points, I just watched an episode of So Weird. So yeah, I've been old schooling super hard this weekend. Let me know what you read for Old School April or Readathon, or just in April in general. And have you read any of these books? Are you intrigued to read any of these books? And I hope you guys have an awesome day. Bye.